Yakalba.
First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Yakalba.
double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect and the sincere occupant, pushing this word, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. This Gms Plaintables camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia, back out here another week to prophesy the downfall of this abominable wicked kingdom, to help wake the elect up who have been scattered through the four corners of earth, mainly here in the Americas, who are the so-called blacks, the Latinos, and the Native Americans, and the speckled birds that reside in other nations that look like other nations that come from the seed of Jacob to Reuben say Shalom. And also a hearty Shalom to the 144,000, the elect men of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, who have been slated to be the next judges and rulers, and Yahweh shall return to his purpose, kingdom on earth, so the Lord to his house. We in the hopeful year of our deliverance, and the judgment and destruction of our twin brother Esau-Edom, who is the self-proclaimed white man, the wicked of the earth, the border of wickedness. We praying and hoping that the Lord hasten his return and basically put Esau-Edom in chains, because he is the cancer of the world. He had been given a great sword and an insatiable appetite for blood to go around the whole globe, rape, rob, and pillage without no impunity. And the only one that's going to be able to subdue him and put him in chains is Yahushua. Start off with Revelation 6 and 4. About that red horse. That deadly red horse is in power right now. He's been given a great sword, meaning all kind of ways that he can kill you, whether it be by the gun, whether it be by the sword, whether it be by machinations, the food, the air, everything.
So,
What is it? Revelation what?
it's Revelation chapter 6 and 4. Revelation chapter 6 and 4, and it reads, it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
And that red symbolizes Esau-Edom, because he's not the white man, he's red. His blood showing forth through his skin. The horse symbolizes power. He's the powerful horse. Right.
Fine. It says, yep, and it says, yep, this is Revelation chapter 6 and 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Who gave him the power? I was shocked. When you read Genesis, the 25th chapter, it speaks about him being a cunning hunter. Yeah, he was given the fatness of the earth in the dew of heaven. See, so all the fatness of the earth, the oils, all the minerals is in his possession, because this is his world. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. John 24. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. You see, he was given that by our Lord and Savior, Yahushua.
I got it if you want me to.
The same person that gave him the earth is going to take the earth back. Job 9:24.
Okay, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. The ultimate judge that he covered up was Yahushua. He placed him with a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes, Cesare Borgia. Plastered them all over the whole globe. So now you got children, women, men, following behind the false God. That was one of his gifts too, to basically cover the world with falsehood and mischief. Go back to
Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And it says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
And they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And how are they going to kill one another? After World War II, something called the Operation Paperclip, where the wise men of Teeman, the Germans, the wise men of Teeman, got half the scientists went to Russia, and the other half went to the Americas. For what? To further their nuclear program, to make bigger missiles. Why? To shoot them on each other. Get that in Joel, the 2nd chapter.
Yeah,
because we hear now, Russia just parked 2 nuclear subs off the coast of Europe with with their weapons, facing towards Russia. They always been there, and now they opening their mouth telling you they're here. Because we right here at the doorsteps of World War III. The scripture talk about the second war is past, and behold, the third war will come quickly. That word woe means destruction. Right? We're hearing that we at the doorsteps of World War III. And it's all been prophesied in these scriptures right here. And our apostles, bishops, and elders been speaking about this for 40 years now. I don't know how it was in the Bible, screaming at the top of their lungs about this day. And you can go back 20, 30 years and you will see the signs. USSR and the missiles. See?
And real quick, read Isaiah 54 and verse 16, right? Because the brother had mentioned about basically German scientists and such, those are part of Operation Manhattan Project and all of that, to deal with nuclear fission and such. Robert J. Oppenheimer and such. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
The smith is those weapons makers, man. Back in the ancient times, the smiths created swords. They would sit in sheds or whatever and put heat to a sword and bang on it to fashion it into a weapon. But the modern day smiths are these Temanites who are smart, who go inside these labs, create these powerful weapons that do what? To basically destroy us.
The Lord gave them that knowledge, man. The Lord being the ultimate power of knowledge, gave them that knowledge to be able to unlock, the ability, to, split the atoms and such, man. To bring forth that destructive power into this earth for his purpose, man, for the Lord delight. Okay? It says, behold, I created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I created the waster to destroy.
He created the waster to destroy. But the Lord said, I create good, I create evil. I, the Lord, do all things. Nothing happens on this earth. No spirit leaves or comes on this earth without Yahweh. He has no other person or being that's his adversary. Everything is in subjection to him. Even Satan, you read Job, the first chapter, get that real quick, bro.
Ultimately, like you said, the Lord he did create an enemy.
Yeah, but they don't have
subjection.
Yeah,
right?
they don't have no power to themselves to basically will what they want to do.
Yeah.
In objection to what
his will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Lord, he put in their minds, different thoughts and intents.
Did you want Job or Joel? Oh.
What do you want it? Joel? Joel? Oh, Job. I got it. Yeah, this the book of Job 1, right? Which is going to go into the sons of God. Yeah, right? Job chapter.
Start right here at 11.
Job chapter 1 and 11. And it says,
we'll start at 10.
Yep. Job chapter 1 and 10. All right. And it reads, it says, hast thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
Yeah, that's Satan talking to Yahweh, telling me, hast thou not made a hedge about him and blessed his hands? So the Lord placed a hedge of protection around Job, and Satan couldn't touch him without his authorization. Read.
Yep.
Read.
And it says, but put forth thine hand now.
But put forth thine hand now. Satan is telling him to put forth his hand now, the Lord's hand now. Go ahead.
And touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Put forth thine hand. Satan is telling the Lord, take that hedge of protection around him. Put forth thine hand, which is Satan, because Satan does the work of the Lord. Put forth thine hand, and he will curse thee after you take all the protections away. See, the Lord create good and he create evil. So these missiles that's going to hit the shores of America, it was created essentially by Yahweh to do his will. His will is destroyed. destroy this place. And also, 2/3 of our people have joined hand in hand with the wicked. They say, go hand with the wicked shall not be punished. 2/3 of our people are going to take a nice heat bath with those thermonuclear missiles.
That lake of fire. Ash is fire.
Get back to 6 and 4.
Yeah, back
Who's
to
that?
Isaiah, yeah. I was done on Isaiah.
6 and 4.
Yep, so this is back to Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Lord gave Esau a great sword and plus power to take peace off the earth. The ultimate way that they're going to take peace off the earth is by shooting those nuclear missiles. You're going to jump into Joel, the 2nd chapter. They can go on and get the business from y'all about some other. So right the business, make the plan about taking it. So keep me running the business. After we read these words, we ran. Now we are on the highways and the byways, pushing that vision out there to the black of the children of Israel. Why? So they can turn back from the clutches of the oppressor, basically walking the land of the peace, God bless you, God bless you.
You don't want to be in that destruction, man. You don't want to be in that fire, man. It's, and the manifold judgments, the Lord got teeth of wild beasts, beasts that could tear, man, beasts newly created. The Lord got a lot of vicious famines on the way. You see how the Lord is cutting off all these different governmental assistance programs, social programs, that a lot of women that profit on, regular Jake, they got within the household and stuff, on the Keisha, a lot of people getting cut off, man, and that's just a part of prophecy, and that's a part of also, the Lord's programming for Babylon the Great to be brought down, to bring down the pride of this nation. A lot of people, like I said, because they can get a lot of these different items, readily available. We on this block right now. You can get some alcohol, you can get some chicken and fish, and you can get some halal, rice and chicken and gyro, processed, for you to eat. Then you got grocery stores all about this place. You can buy clothes. You got a little Muslim man selling clothes. You can get different chips and all the different candies and stuff, all that for your pleasure, but the Lord is going to empty this place of all of the abominations that, is in the midst, okay? A lot of our people are very abominable, and walking and being as heathen and such. The Lord is trying to get us to repent, to really come back to being regal, being the people of that noble birth and that noble birth and noble stock, and, being, the men, being Shardy, princes, Vakin, kings, okay, and the women being princesses, all right? Under, of course, the prince, man. Yeah. So you wanted Joel chapter?
Yeah, start from the top too.
Joel 1 or Joel 2? Joel 2. This is Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet into Zion, Zion."
Zion to Zion, Lord's monument. You're blowing the trumpet is only for feast, the ceremony, or for war. So the Lord is saying, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Read.
Yep. And it says, "An alarm in my holy mountain."
And sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Go ahead.
"Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble."
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Go ahead.
"For the day of the power cometh, for it is nigh at hand."
For the day of the Lord cometh, when it is nigh at hand. Why did he say, let all the inhabitants of the earth tremble? Contrary to popular belief, the Christians been telling people that it's going to be a rapture, that they're going to be lifted up out of here before the tribulation. But when you read, get Revelation 1, verse 7.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, and verse 7. She reads, it says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him."
Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also was pierced him. So So if the rapture was true, how every eye gonna see him? And they also was pierced, which means something called regeneration, reincarnation. Those Roman soldiers that pierced this side are going to be here in the reincarnation to witness his second coming. Behold, he comes from clouds, and every eye shall see him. And they also was pierced. You see? The day of the Lord is dark. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail.
And all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of it. So it ain't gonna be no Christmas party, and you ain't gonna be big on no pinata nowhere celebrating. And you're not sleeping in. You're not gonna hear a whole bunch of noise outside. And they say, put your blinds down, shut your window, you know what I mean, and roll over and go back to sleep. No, that's not how the day of the Lord will happen.
Well, yep. It says, oh yeah, right. Yeah. So it says a day of darkness and of gloominess.
A day of darkness and of gloominess. Right?
It says, yep, a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
A day of clouds and thick darkness. Right?
It says, as the morning spread upon the mountain, a great people and a strong. There has never been ever the like.
Yeah, and that great people and strong people is Esau-Edom. Nobody has ruled with the sword more ferociously than Esau-Edom. He's that beast that broke in pieces many kingdoms with this iron teeth. This military. That great and strong people, there has never been the like. Neither will it be to the many generations after that. Because once the Lord comes back, he will knock his teeth out your mouth. Those metal teeth that you use in your mouth to break in pieces these nations, the Lord is coming to knock them out your mouth.
But yeah, man, it says a fire devours before them,
Right?
and behind them a flame burns.
And fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burns. Imagine that. When you imagine the nuclear weapon, missiles flying in the sky, the fire that devours before them is the nuclear warhead, missiles inside of them, and the flame that burns behind it is the nuclear propulsion system that pushes the warhead to its target. Once it gets in the range, disassembles, then the warhead opens up with smaller missiles inside of it and hit its target. So that's what Joel saw.
Which also John saw. John saw that man as well.
And we never heard this in the church.
Yeah.
We never heard nothing about Joel's vision about these missiles in the churches, in the masjids, anywhere in Babylon. The vision wasn't made plain upon tables about those missiles.
But yeah, man, you want the precept.
Where it got
Yeah, because this is book of Revelation chapter 9, and this is I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, "One war is past, and behold, there come 2 wars more hereafter."
What's that one woe? First World War. The second woe, Second World War. And here's the third.
We about to witness it, man. You know, we got to witness, of course, the third woe.
And we putting ourselves in the box office seats by doing this work.
Yeah.
You know, the box office seat symbolizes we have wealth. We pour in this world, but we rich in the kingdom. So we position ourselves in this box seat to witness this great destruction.
Yeah, it says, "And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High, saying to the 6th angel, which hath been troubled, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an error, in a day, in a month, in a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men." So, yeah.
The sons of men, the sons of God, and the sons of the wicked. It's the 3rd part of men that's going to be slain. Our nation and amongst the heathen.
It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. Yeah. Yep. 200,000. And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision and the prophecy.
Those horses are the missiles. Man.
Yeah.
You know, this place is going to be pelted with hundreds of thousands of nuclear missiles. You see the shining city turned into the great lake of fire.
200,000.
We just read about that red horse, which symbolizes power. Those missiles symbolize power too. Great power. There's great power in those missiles. One missile can destroy a whole city. You could best believe Philadelphia is on the hit list. New York, Philadelphia, DC, Chicago, all the major cities. Yes, it has destiny with a missile.
As you're saying in the spirit, the Lord's spirit is in those missiles. You know, the Lord's a consuming fire. You know the documentary where those sailors, when they did it was a hydrogen bomb out in the ocean. They said the sailors, they could see, you know, their ligaments and bones and stuff while covering their faces when the flash went off itself, just the light of it, you know. And so how much more with the thermonuclear missiles? Literally, how Sarah Connor was in that movie Terminator Judgment Day. What happened? She saw people literally phasing out of existence, like Apostle Tara would say, literally evaporating. But we know the Lord can slow that down, and the real anticipation that's really going to shake up the people is actually seeing the missile drop itself. Because when that heat hits you, you're gonna evaporate. You know? Yeah, the tongues. I don't know what you're talking about. I got Habakkuk 22 out. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
It was the vision, it's prophecy. At the end it shall speak and not lie. If you have two working eyes and two working ears, you can see that great destruction is coming. It's in the speaker, it is not lying. All you have to do is cut the news on. And you'll see Russia and Trump going back and forth. They're basically threatening each other about annihilating each other. It ain't those peace talks. It's all about war.
Where it says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it.
Though it tarry, wait for it. When you put a plant in the ground and you put water in it, it takes time to grow. It's tarry. It takes time to grow. Though it tarry, wait for it, boy.
It says, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry.
Yeah, wait for it. It will surely come and will not tarry, because the words of the Lord is always going to come true. It's always going to come true. Go ahead.
And I brought that out because, like you said, in the spirit, you brought out the missiles. 200 million missiles, man, or warheads, so to speak, are going to drop here off in America. So it's going to be an overkill, really, to this place. You know, plus they got different. There's another video I'm going to end up uploading. They go into the different missiles. Certain missiles are bunker busters, so they actually go hit the ground and explode from the ground up. Then you got the other missiles that go above the city, and then it drops from nuclear fire also. You know, all these things, like I said, from those sailors, and they're now like in their late 70s and 80s, they still remember what they saw as young men on that boat. And you can see on their faces, it traumatized them. To this day, when they think about it, they was like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. We don't even know how to really explain it. He said, the thing they said, it felt like somebody was set on fire and walked through them. So that's why I said the Lord is a consuming fire, man. It's because the Lord is literally, it's like the Lord's gonna walk through Babylon, bro, and consume this place, man. You know, with them thermonuclear missiles.
Then the brother spoke about overkill. And when you have children, when they commit certain offenses, the level of offense that they committed determines how hard you're going to beat them. That's right. Esau, Edom has committed an offense towards these people in the sign at a level where the Lord is going to basically overkill them. Just the way you do this.
Yep, fine. Yeah, I had that little quick precept I had quoted about the destruction, right? This is that's Zechariah, chapter 14, and verse 14. 12, sorry. right? Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Nobody has shed more blood against Jerusalem. The people of the Lord than Esau-Edom. He has pursuant to, I think it's Jeremiah 35 and 5, Ezekiel 35 and 5. He has a perpetual hatred for us, an insatiable appetite, for the blood of these people. So the Lord is going to punish him with those thermonuclear weapons for shedding our blood.
Oh, yeah, 14 and 12.
Okay, kind of. You already had it?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Well, in an instant, boom. The flesh going to consume away, and you're still going to be alive, like the author was speaking about. You're still going to be alive, and you're going to witness your flesh consume away from your bones. That's how fast it's going to be.
Yep. And it says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
So where do you think they get this idea from when they made terminators? The babies on the gate. That's the perfect vision that they took from movies for you to see.
And you see in that same scene, they're looking, and there's a flash. Remember, I said in the spirit that there was a flash first, and you see like people playing on playgrounds and swing sets, people turning, holding their children, turning to ash, and then the wind finally come and blow them away. It's a similar things, and the Lord has had different instances in history where people have experienced similar fates, like Sodom and Gomorrah, of course. We have the place called Pompeii, literally where people are stuck as like statues, man. People's Hiroshima and Nagasaki, their shadows are burnt into the ground. So how much more in these times where the bombs is about 30 to 40, well they say 30 to 40, but we know it's gonna be a lot more intense of the heat. They showed the mushroom cloud on that video. They said the modern mushroom cloud today would be 30 times the size of Mount Everest. In comparison in size, man. And when they show the comparison on the video, you're like, God damn! You see how badly the Lord is really going to destroy this place, man. That's why the Lord said, no blade of grass, nothing's going to be left here at all, nothing.
Yes. He says, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Yep. And then we'll go back to that Revelation, right? We described it back to the law, right? With the missiles, right? So back to Revelation chapter 9, and we just went over the number, right? Revelation 9 and 16, it says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jinks and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire and brimstone. Fire issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
And John the Revelator is speaking about the power that's the fire, the power in the head of the nuclear missile. Look like fire in the sky.
And that propulsion system too. Coming out of the back of that joint, making it shoot like an arrow, because Scripture always calls those arrows too. Glittering swords. These things are to cause so much destruction, man. This place is going to be a giant desert. Like I said, the brother said earlier, like when you go into that Scripture, man, like nothing's going to be left here at all. And the vision is set for a point in time, so these things are happening. We're literally living in a time that these things are happening. We just pray that we be of the elect, that we be beamed up in the chariots. Because nothing here in America is going to survive.
Because the Scriptures talk about a prudent man perceive evil and hide himself. How we hide ourselves under the wings of God. That's right. Our hands to do this work, making our body a sacrifice. That's how we go get that cover. If you're not doing that, then you're not putting yourself in. You're not a prudent man. You don't foresee evil. You're not hiding yourself. You're basically making yourself visible and making yourself a target that be destroyed in that great destruction.
This is Revelation 9 and 18. And it says, by these three were the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tail, for their tail was like unto serpents, and the heads with them they do hurt.
Yeah, those tails are the intercontinental ballistic missiles, which can travel at a rate of speed over continents. At a rate of speed too fast for you to shoot it down out of the sky. The radar detection system is not going to be able to watch it. It's just like shooting a bullet with a bullet. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. Because when you read in Joel, they talk about they should fall upon the sword, not the moon. So once they shot out of those silos, with those submarines, it's curtains. And we at the doorstep. Like I said before, Trump just stationed 2 nuclear subs in the Atlantic Ocean, basically facing Russia. They've always been there though, but now he's proclaiming it. So we at the doorsteps of this great judgment that's going to hit Babylon. Great. You know, through the terror of the Lord, we was waiting in. And that's the Lord's judgment. That's the Lord's judgment. Destroy this place. Because this place is an abominable place. We thought Sodom and Gomorrah was something horrific. America got that beat by a million. You got transformers walking around here. You got rebellious children. Look at here in Philadelphia. All the crimes and murders that's being committed are being committed by the youth. When you cut the TV on, you have youths walking up to playgrounds, the rec centers, and shooting indiscriminately at women and children.
Crazy.
And there's no, if the fruit is rotten, how can it grow into a good tree? The fruit is rotten. So what you got to do to this rotten fruit? You got to burn it. There's only one way to cleanse this rotten fruit is by those thermonuclear missiles. Ain't no more generations coming after this one. It can't. Imagine if they had babies with this world of big. Imagine that. I don't want to be 80 years old and can't even look out my window. This gotta go. This place gotta go. It's too far gone. Especially Jake. Judah is the most downtrodden and through nation on the face of the earth. They walking on all fours. They out here with their pants hanging out their ass, tattoos on their face, all this abominable music, you know what I mean? All kind of drugs and women over in the head of the household, the men in the prisons or in the grave. There's no way that you can restore this nation other than to destroy 2/3 of it.
Great reset.
Well, that's going to get the whole world back in order.
That's right.
Not just the nation of Israel. It's going to get the whole world back in order.
Yeah.
Because the world is going to know the fear of Yahweh Shai, specifically through that destruction. Remember, Jake is also, they're under the curses, but they're also a byproduct of who's in rulership.
It says as the ruler, so are the people.
Correct.
And you already know the ruler's a sodomite.
Yep.
He's in the Epstein files. That's why he's trying to sweep it under the rug. Because he's one of the main players in it.
Yeah.
He probably got more footage than him than anybody else.
Right. Got a precept? This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 12. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
Yahweh Shai, that great voice from heaven. Yahweh, come up hither. What?
And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
Who is the day? The elect.
Yep.
The elect is going to send up to heaven in the cloud.
Yep.
That's that cloud of cherry.
Yep.
Because when you read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, it describes the mountain-sized cherry that he engraved and flew upon it.
Right.
That's how we gonna get out of here, man. That's what our faith is in. We put all our eggs in Yahweh Shai's basket. We're not trusting in ourselves with everybody. We're not grabbing no arsenal weapons and stockpiling no food nowhere and building a bunker in the ground. No. Our faith is in going up into those chariots, man, and we doing the work to get there.
It's the only way that you'll actually be able to escape.
Yeah, exactly.
There ain't nowhere else to go. There ain't nowhere else to hide or run. Yeah. You know? Psalms 104:3 says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits his ministers a flaming fire.
Read that again, bro.
Yeah, this is Psalms 104:3. It says, who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters?
Not Esau, Edom. This technology, you can't lay a beam. You can't make a
Well,
beam.
they show you that with his submarines.
Yeah.
If he goes too far, the pressure will literally cause it to implode. Remember all them top CEOs?
Oh yeah, that was in the joint.
That was in
yeah.
the
Yeah, that was the amateur submarine, man.
Go see the damn Titanic.
Fucking imploded, man.
See, the angels, they are operating off of the supreme power of Yahweh Shai. And there have been sightings where the chariots come up out of the waters. They can't do that the same way that Esau can't get to outer space. They reached a certain amount, okay, of going outside of the Earth's atmosphere. But they can't go past the Van Allen belt. Too much radiation, too much pressure. The technology was not given to them to be able to do that. Similarly, in the sea. But the angels, they can go into the sun. They can watch them go into the sun, come out the sun, go to the moon. Right? All the things that Esau wants to do but cannot do because he don't got that kind of power. He can't even go down. He can't even. There's certain. We already know that this man hasn't even began to discover all the ocean, let alone what's let alone the ocean. But what I want to say, like what's going on in the jungle. There's certain uncharted territories because this man cannot penetrate. There's too much stuff going on out there.
Creatures and all that.
Yeah, from creatures to phenomena, to supernatural events taking place.
Middle triangle, this
Right,
all that shit.
right.
Yeah.
All types of stuff going on. Why? Because it wasn't meant for this man to be able to have that type of dominion and rule. That's going to be given to the Israelites, okay, in the kingdom that's to come. All right?
Because the scriptures talk about he created the bounds that he cannot pass.
Correct. Yeah.
That's physically being able to go
Yep.
into the heavens.
Yep.
And as far as his kingdom. is
Yep.
concerned.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
So what? 10%
Yeah.
of the ocean?
Say again.
So 10%. They've only
Right.
discovered 10% of the world's oceans.
Right. They basically discovering new things every single day. But this man has been in rulership for how many years, right? But he's just beginning to scratch the surface of really discovering the Lord's creation. Right?
And looking out into the heavens too and seeing. It's like he's what's that one movie with Kevin Garnett and Adam Sandler? I think it's called Jules or something like that. You know, but he gets angry. He's like, what do you say? He's like, why I can't have it if you? Why you gonna shoot if I can't have the shit? Then that's Esau's. He's upset.
Is that a newer movie that was
Yeah.
Gemstone? Was it called
The
Gemstone?
black
No.
opals and all that?
Yeah, it's like
It's like
it was-
Blood Diamonds or something.
Yeah, it had to do something with Diamond. It had Adam Sandler and stuff in it. But basically, Kevin Garnett was in spirit. Like, why you gonna show it to me if I can't fucking have it? Then that's Esau. The Lord's showing him all the things that you can't have.
Right. It says, who laid the beams of the chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
We make up the clouds as chariots. This one can't make the clouds as chariots. It should have run out of gas. You only got a certain amount of miles to the cloud.
And we know that the actual clouds that was made, all right, in the heavens or the Shemayim, we know that they got their designation, they got a purpose. They're not a supernatural vehicle. What the Lord is explaining or expressing in a very cryptic way, right, is the supernatural vehicles that the angels ride in. Okay, and a lot of times what you think is a cloud is only appearing as a cloud, and really it's a cloak for the chariot. Now, why would they do that? Because that's the majesty and the work of the Lord. You don't have to, but he does. You know, there's an air of mystery there. And the Lord is all about being mysterious. Then once he wants to show himself, he shows himself.
That's right. Yep.
Okay? Because the Lord plays on those different dynamics of power.
Right.
He shows himself when he wants to. He conceals himself when he wants to. That's an example. That's a pure example of absolute power. You know?
And we know those mysteries.
Yeah.
We witnessed those mysteries when we was in Egypt. It was a cloud by day.
Yeah, exactly.
A pillar of fire by night.
Right.
Yeah.
That was an angel. That was a chariot. Okay. Okay. Going back. This is Revelation 11. Hold up. Who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits. And that's another thing, they're supernatural forces. You ain't gonna be able to fight against Yahweh Shai and the angels because they're not gonna meet you as a man. Okay?
Yeah, they try to make those jetpacks to walk on the ways of the wind.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right,
That shit can malfunction and you can fucking die.
right,
Good.
right. And where they can't tread, they try to utilize the technology, but it ultimately ends up in total failure.
It's the chariot itself, the actual vehicle is the spirit. You know?
Yeah,
You know, you got
it's celestial, it's
Yeah.
heavenly. Yeah,
it's you can't, like I said, to phase, to grow in size, like the one movie Ant-Man.
right. Morph.
You know how Ant-Man, he was able to grow in size and shrink. That's what the chariots can literally do that. Come up as a dot and then
Right.
form as a whole cloud in the sky. For us.
Change figure. They
Yeah.
change figure.
Crazy, man. That's the power of the Lord. Like you said, the majesty of the Lord is. You might see one over, you know, videos of they call them lenticular. Esau, like that's the town lenticular clouds. This is like a cloud over a mountain. You're like that's a chariot, man.
But like even when like Esau is able to take flight through his different aerial crafts, you can actually hear those. Like when they break the sound barrier, you hear. When the chariots move, they move so quick you can't hear them at all.
That's fucking power, bro. Power.
And they're not limited by direction. They could change direction in an instant. Okay? Or they can just manifest. Right? Esau's jets and different aerial aircrafts, they need to, turn and change direction. No, they actually can just,
Yeah, and the human body can't withstand those G-forces.
they could change angles instantaneously.
Yeah, because when you watch that movie Top Gun, they had one of the fastest American jets there.
Yeah.
He was going to pass out once he reached like Mach 11 or Mach 12. He was ready for him to pass out.
Yeah,
It can't, the human body can't withstand
Right.
going that fast like the chariots.
Exactly.
You'll fucking pass out and die. Crash the plane.
Come. Right. Finishing off, it says his minister is a flaming fire. Now, going back to the point in Revelation 11, it says 11 and 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
Graduation day.
And their enemies beheld them. What's that? Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter?
Strength of our salvation.
Yeah, strangers to their salvation.
Beamed up like Scotty.
Yeah. It says, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, because the brothers are going into the destruction. So guess what? Simultaneously, as the destruction is happening and the missiles are entering, into the atmosphere, getting ready to lay waste to this land, the elect are going to be ascending up into the heaven, called up hither, where prior to entering into a supernatural vehicle, a chariot of Israel, they're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye into their perfected form. They're going to become those gods again. Okay? Beginning with the elect men. Okay, the 144,000. And we know there's levels to this thing. But we're going to be in that perfected state. Beginning with the 144,000. All right? But the whole elect is going to be in them chariots and enter into that perfected state. Right? Get those new bodies. Where we're never going to go off. You know? Right?
Yeah, if you're listening to these words on the other side of this camera, if you can't envision it, and you don't want to set all your life aside to try to get that goal,
Right.
then you don't have faith.
Now,
The Lord didn't give you faith to believe in it.
Salakia. Now, one thing I want to note as an illustration, brothers remember the movie The Knowing, right? Now, he was given the signs of what was to come. And it was inevitably the destruction was going to happen. And he couldn't do nothing to alter the change. Now, the very end of the movie, he's driving through town and he's just trying to get to his family at that point. All hell's breaking loose. People are looting and robbing and screaming and running. It's all in slow motion. Well, the children, or his children, right? I believe his son and the woman he met, her daughter, I think. Now, pay close attention. There's a reason why the producers and writers put the children at the end like that. At the end, the children were actually taken up into a spaceship.
Oh shit, I gotta rewatch it.
They were taken up into a spaceship.
And it was 2 children.
And it was 2 children. Remember, 2 of a family, 1 of a city. But they used children. Why? Because the children of Israel. It was symbolic. It was symbolic. But remember, we have become born again, right? First becoming as newborn babes, right? Eventually becoming seasoned. That's why they symbolically used the children. You know?
The innocence and the
There you go.
yeah,
Purity.
yeah, purity, yeah.
Because remember, they're like virgins. Meaning we're unspotted because we have changed our ways. We know that the other, idols that are out here, they're false. The beliefs that are out here are false, right? We're not defiled with these other belief systems. Okay.
I got a quick piece of free.
Oh, okay.
You said in the spirit. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 52. It says, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
Some cold ones in there.
In a moment, it's a moment in the twinkling of an eye. Just like that, moment in the twinkling of an eye. Just bet your eyes, you're in a new body.
Yeah.
Incorruptible and an immortal body. That's the kind of power that y'all about you outside. We saw, he probably can give you a new kidney, a new heart. It's like, basically you put a prosthetic on. Can't give you a new body. Immortal, incorruptible body.
That's right.
Never will happen.
Well, that's what he's trying to do with his witchcraft right now. He's trying to hack that life of being immortal, but you can't.
Right. It's a cheap, faulty imitation.
What they call transhumanism?
Yep.
Because right here, that's what I said.
Right. That's why they want the mind to be hackable, because they want to be able to insert thoughts and actions and beliefs and behaviors.
Coding.
Yeah, they want to code you. They want to code you into their image, though. Not the image of the Heavenly Father, through His Son.
Because it says here, in the twinkling eye, like the brother Beauty, illustrated, was...
Oh, but by the way, that's what the word artificial means. What? Not just man-made, which it does mean man-made, but it means disingenuous, insincere.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's not even a real thing.
Yeah, it's insincere. And that's the thing. The dangers with AI is the fact that they carry such influence, but they act like a guide or an instructor. Yeah. Remember, if you use these different AI systems, if you're not careful, they're very biased.
Oh, yeah.
They're extremely biased. And it'll tell you that they operate off of biases, But they're being used to program, different ways. But is it to program them on the right? No. Yeah, it's on left hand.
Because we read here the twinkling of the eye, literally, the elect, the chariots are going to come, the elect is going to look up, and before you know it, oh shit, you're in the chariot,
right.
That's why the Apostle Paul used this word specifically, twinkling of the eye, because we go into it says, and the twinkling of the eye at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall raise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. And that was the point, is that Esau was trying to get to immortality, but he can't. That wasn't his blessing at all. That was only a blessing to the nation of Israel, starting with the elected nation of Israel, who are going to change their ways, turn back to Yahweh Bashim in these last times,
right,
and serve the Lord in sincerity and truth. Not take the charagma, the mark of the beast,
right.
Because the elect is getting beamed up. They're not going to take the mark of the beast. That's going to be one key indicator, so is going to get beamed up, man.
Right.
They didn't take that mark of the beast, man.
Yeah, the scripture, it didn't speak about you being on some kind of drugs or some kind of numbing agent after you get into those new bodies. But when Esau changed your kidneys, you probably have to take a small dose of medicine for the rest of your life just to keep you healthy. They ain't talk about you being on some side effects drugs.
Right.
After
Oh,
those new bodies.
yeah, and then you got to go through the recovery process, don't you?
Yeah.
We already going through the recovery process.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Imagine you go through a transformation, you still got to recover from it. You out for weeks or months and shit.
Yeah.
Still feeling pain.
Well, you have to,
until you don't. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and their surgeries take forever. You could be in surgery for 12 hours.
Right.
It's in the moment in the twinkle of an eye.
Right.
all your
Like this.
opinions gone.
Everything new.
Yeah.
and everything gonna last forever. Nothing's gonna break down. You're not gonna have to get a tune-up or
Right.
a prosthetic limb. You're not gonna break no bones. This is what we fighting for.
Right.
This is what we making sacrifices for. This is what we suffering for. To be joint heirs with Yahweh Shem Yahushua and be among those men, women, and children that get lifted up into that cloud. This work is easy. But we at the end.
Yeah, we're at the end.
It ain't like we just came here on slave ships and we got to go 400 years, suffer all that stuff. We right here. We right here at the doorstep.
Got you right here, brother. For me, finish it off in Revelation 11, back in 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000.
And that 10th part of the city is a miracle.
The earthquake is the missiles.
The 10th part of the city is right here in Babylon. It's not fall. In that same hour.
Yep.
We talk about Revelation 18 chapter, we talk about 1 hour. So great riches come to naught.
Yeah, that's right. It says, and the remnant were frightened and gave glory to the power of heaven. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
The second destruction is past, and behold, the third will come quickly. We're looking for hastening to the day of coming.
Right.
We're tired of this place. Every day we get up in this place, we realize we're in captivity. We have a child over top of us who basically doing any and everything to try to destroy us, whether it be the food, the water, the air, with his doctrines. The women is over us, our children are over us. You know, the Lord got an order. Yahweh Shai, the man and the woman. But in his kingdom, he placed the woman over top of the man, especially if you're a Judite. If you're a Judite here in America, you're under the doormat. It's the woman, the child, the doormat, and then it's you. We trying to get out of here. We praying every day that the Lord shoot those missiles over there so we can go to the clouds.
That's right.
There's only one way out, and that's up. You got to do this work. You got to shut off that old man. You got to deny yourself. That's where the fight is at. You're denying yourself.
This is Isaiah 24 and verse 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage.
Yeah, imagine it getting punched in your face. And dazed. You stumbling. That's how the earth going to be when these missiles hit. You say the islands going to be removed out of their places. That's how powerful the impact going to be on the ground. Tsunamis. Wash away land masses. We're going to be in the clouds. We're going to willingly be those men. That's the only way you're going to be protected. And when you read in it's that Revelation the 6th chapter, they talk about how the elite is going to go into those bunkers and try to hide themselves. From what? Those great shakes. Go ahead, read it.
I got one. It's the same as it's in Isaiah too. Well, which one you wanted?
Revelation 6.
You know, basically, like even like when you go in certain parts of the scriptures, it's going more describe what's really going on. You know, the prophets, receive visions and bits and pieces and stuff, and then you have it, of course, written on paper and such. You gotta go, of course, through precepts to get the understanding. Get, basically the pictures or the pieces of the movie. So you have it at Revelation chapter 6, and that's verse 16. Well, you talk about also that start, right? So this is, which one you want to start at?
Start at 15.
Yeah, this is Revelation 6 and 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Who the kings of the earth? Trump, Elon Musk, the elite of this world. We also have actors and basketball players who are rich. It's paying hundreds of millions of dollars to put themselves in a position where they can escape that rocking to and fro. Well, guess what's going to happen? Keep reading.
And it reads, it says, and said to the mountain and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the land.
He said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the wrath of the land. What's that? Those missiles, man. The Lord is coming with missiles, man. It said by fire and by the sword, by fire will the Lord plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. Well, when you read, what's that, Jeremiah 16 and 16, fishers and hunters, we fishing right now. See, the men of the Lord are fishing right now. For who? The elect. So they can come and join us in our ranks and put forth more nets to bring in the fish. Then after that, after the fishing is done, He's gonna make us hunters to do what? To go inside those caves and those dens and those rocks and snatch Esau, eat them out of there.
That's right.
Do what? Put them in chains. One size all fetters of iron can fit everybody. Going on the wrist.
Yeah.
You no longer gonna be able to go around the world and exercise your wickedness.
God. Real quick, this Isaiah chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. It says, and the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to put yourself in a lofty position. You're not gonna use that the wealth that you usurp from us and the rest of the world to put yourself in a position where you can't be touched. You're gonna be brought low. Go ahead.
And Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day.
Yeah, because Yahweh Bashim alone, it said, because every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. Not a little bit, every. And the scriptures also talk about all those mine enemies that wish that I should not bring them over. Bring them hither and stay them before me. There's only going to be one ruler when Yahweh Bashim return. The scriptures talk about when his hand was many crowns.
Oh, I was holding that.
His hand was many crowns. What crown?
Yo.
You getting that crown taken off your head. Trump, you getting smack off your head. All of you lofty people that put yourself in positions to think that you can go against Yahweh Shemel Shah when you turn, you're taking it all. You need that.
Yep. Verse 18 says, it says, the idols shall be utterly abolished.
Idols. Treasury Bourgier, is out, you out of here. You ain't gonna be able to deceive the people no more.
That's right.
Allah, you out of here. Ain't nobody going around the Kaaba 7 times or whatever y'all do. Stick your hand on the rock. All that shit is getting wiped out of here.
Quickly precept, Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And
the burden of Egypt is a heavy load, man. The burden of Egypt, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud.
Yep.
We can't wait for that day to come.
Yep.
Because Egypt basically is Esau. He has did so much wickedness, man. You can't even document all the wicked shit that he did. The same way when Yahweh Shah was here, he did so many miracles that you can't document. Esau, Edom did so much wickedness that you can't even put it in the books.
Damn.
it says,
He's somewhere right now, laying in his bed, thinking about all the wicked shit he's gonna do. And he's gonna practice it when he put his feet in it. See, us, the men of the Lord, we have visions and dreams about the destruction of America. We also lay and meditate on the scriptures and think about how we're going to walk in the manners of please Yahweh Shemel Shah when we wake up in the morning. He's the total opposite. He's thinking about how he's going to destroy these people in his sign, first and foremost, and then the rest of the world, the rest of the nations are in subjection. But the main people that he wants under his subjection is the children of Israel. Because we're the only ones that have the true power. He can give us the ability to basically put Esau in subjection.
Quick precept for you. This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 7. It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, going back to who they call Alexander the Great, and who we've properly labeled as Alexander the Creep. All right? It says that he reigned 12 years, then died. Okay, going into the period of the Greeks. It says, and his servants bare rule every one in his place, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves, meaning the kingdom of the Greeks was essentially divided. Okay, and you had 4 notable generals take over the different regions. Okay, which was Ptolemy, Seleucus, Lysimachus, and Cassander. There were others, but those are the main 4. It says, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. It says, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So essentially, just laying back it off the brother's point, he said that you're not going to get no more wicked than the so-called white man. And the scriptures tell you, when he came into rulership, evils only began to multiply in the earth. Now we're in the final rulership of the so-called white man and of any heathen nation for that matter. If that was said about this Edomite back then, how much more true is it now? Because remember, the Greeks eventually transferring over to the Romans. They only conquered what was the known world at that time and spread their influence. America has global influence. Global influence. Okay?
That's that war that set up the bomb in the water.
Yep.
The waters are deep. This doctrine basically brainwashed to open it in the middle of the jump, put on suits and ties, basically put the woman on the top of the man. Just basically living in pleasure.
Right. Real quick, this is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he?
And the wicked is Issachar-He, the self-proclaimed white man. What's that, Malachi?
Yep.
The order of wickedness?
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. It says that the earth itself has been given into the power. When you go into the word hand in the Hebrews, y'all, meaning power. So the dominion, the influence, and the power and the dominion thereof has been given over to the Edomites, and he's known biblically as the wicked. That's who the Most High set up to govern the latter times, in which he was going to demonstrate his power upon with such a great, terrible overthrow. And all those that do wickedly, because the scriptures say that although hand join hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Right?
When you watch that movie, Batman, what's his name, Heath Ledger, they say nobody played that role better than Heath Ledger.
Yep.
Nobody's played the role of the wicked better than Issachar-He. So you got 1,000 million Oscars. You put it through your plane, you know what I mean? The wicked.
Well,
He played God, he played the devil, he's the last samurai, he's everybody except Issachar-He.
Well, shit. Even if the actors themselves might be Jakes, they still put that face of the Edomite at the forefront of these different main characters, and they do that because they're trying to still carry this idea that they are all the great people that you read about. Right down to replacing the images of the Heavenly Father, replacing the images with theirs of the Son, and down to who the Lord's people are. All right? And we know that you've done those things. You continue to do those things, as the brothers illustrate. You're supposed to be all these great people in history, all these great, and then that's the thing. Another thing is, too, like, the part of the history that you do have, you don't want people to really know the truth. Like if you go down to the Columbus monument, but it's really just an obelisk, all right, or a phallic symbol. They tell you how he was a mathematician, a great navigator, or this or that, but they forget the part where he slaughtered the natives, where he was really plotting their downfall. I think it's written in the journals when he said all he would need is a couple, few hundred men, and they could take over the whole area.
He didn't put down his sword.
He didn't put down his right. You know?
He couldn't. He said he couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the scriptures talk about the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies. So I say that to say this. I watched a YouTube video like 4 or 5 years ago. This little girl in London, she couldn't be more than 5 years old. She ate all the cookies, and my mom asked her if she could touch the cookies. You know what the little Edomite gonna say? A black man stole it.
Wow.
So the wicked are estranged from the womb. As soon as they come out of that vagina, they speaking lies and thinking about lies. And being taught lies.
Right, I'm gonna read this again and throw it back to y'all, brothers. This is Job 9:24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof."
What's the top judge that he covered up? Yahweh Shai. Placed the blonde hair, blue eyes, devil. Jezebel Bourgier. Heard of him?
Yeah.
He's had such a sister.
Yeah. Lucrezia.
So sodomite, and they placed them over. And you got the northern kingdom who will not relinquish, their insatiable appetite to love this devil.
Right. It says they stay on him who smote him. They stay on him who smote him. They trust in oppression.
I just had an incident last Saturday where Dominicans looked at my phone and made like a little smirk and said, "God ain't black." But they clinging on to idols, man.
But those idols gonna be visited. Like we're doing too, it's gonna be obliterated because so-called white Jesus, that shit don't exist. That's a fairy tale. The Lord and so-called dark-skinned men of the God of Judah. You're gonna see how dark he really is. Yeah. Evil.
Right? Color and his judgment.
That gloominess. That you gonna see.
Yeah, real quick. This is Romans. It is Revelation chapter 13, verse 4. It says, "And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies."
Yeah, that's a form of blasphemy, man. When you telling about the so-called, or saying that the Lord is white.
Yep.
All right. And
That's
that the saints are all white.
Right.
And that his name is Jesus.
Exactly, the water you
His
said.
name, right?
Yeah.
His name is Jesus.
Reduced his name down to 4 characters, the
Right.
tetragrammaton.
Tetragrammaton.
We can't say that.
Jehovah.
Give all these false interpretations.
Yeah. That's all blasphemy. Meaning slavery.
Yep.
Right? That's the scripture, the word of the Lord.
Yep.
Right?
This is what's associated with Jesus Christ. White man.
A red dude.
Yeah, Edomite.
Edomite.
Well, that's why
Edomite.
That's what's associated
That's a
with
blasphemy.
Jesus
Yeah.
That's why the name of the Lord is so important, because when you have words, different images pop up in your mind. So when you using that name, that's why we get on IUIC and these other groups so much about the name of the Lord, because we use that name. We even hate saying this fucking name, man. But for educational purposes. When you use the name Jesus, who pops up in your mind? That photo that the brother showed. All right, but even if you go to Google and you type in Yahweh Shai, you're gonna see the true depiction of the Lord, man. And they say, well, a picture is worth 1,000 words, man. So it's imperative that you teach the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, because the image in your mind comes with that, man.
Right.
And our people are hell bent on serving JC, man.
Yeah, so like I should read Revelation 13:3 just to get context. It says, "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed." Basically, we're talking about the revival of the Roman Empire. Okay? We're talking about the revival of the Roman Empire. America is the extension of the Roman Empire. Okay? So you can understand. So this is talking about the Edomites. It's talking about the Edomites. The Edomites are the ones responsible for having done these things. When they came back into power during the Renaissance and the Rebirth, that's one of the first things that they did. They targeted the images of the Lord. They targeted the icons, okay, and they destroyed, whitewashed the images that represented or illustrated the true depiction of the prophets and the disciples and the men that followed him, of Yahweh Shai, the Lord himself, and of the Most High, the Heavenly Father. Okay?
Because we said in the spirit that we read earlier that the wicked, basically their sins are stacked all the way into heaven, and that's been happening really since before the flood. Because you had the sons of the wicked. Yeah. Those spirits came back as Edomites.
Right, when the brother read about to slay the third part of men, right?
Yeah. The third part.
Right, yeah.
Esau, man, the wicked.
Because it's his kingdom. What it's going into is he's being taken down. All the other nations will be taken down with him, and the wicked amongst our people.
That's right.
Because once you take the main guy out, which is the Edomite right now. Yeah, once you take that man out, everything falls right along with it. A lot of these nations have waxed rich and strong and powerful through this man's wickedness, through his kingdom, all right? Through his economics, all right? Through his military power,
Democracy, commerce.
through his democracy, his philosophies is one. So that once this man goes down right, as to say, Esau is the end of this world, all right? This world or age of wickedness, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Meaning righteousness is going to take hold of the earth and forever be the final dominion. Righteousness under Yahweh, under the elect and the whole nation of Israel.
That's right.
Okay? We're going to regain control of the earth. It's going to be ruled in absolute purity and righteousness. Okay? So now I'm going to jump back to verse 5 and read down to 6. It says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things, and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And that's everything that the brother was just going into about the images, the icons, the name, what the Lord really represents, what the true doctrine is.
Got a lot of offenses.
Right.
Stacked up since Cain. Like, oh damn, because Cain didn't get his judgment. So that whole lineage of wicked ass individuals, they came back as the Edomites, and the Lord's gonna finally give that judgment over, and it's gonna be a hard judgment.
Yeah.
What was that supposed to
Revelation chapter 13. And really, obviously, the whole book is good, but we would basically be doing the whole live show on the whole breakdown at that point. So I'm just trying to grab quick points, you know. So, yeah, because remember, this brother's going into the destruction. Why is this man about to be destroyed? The scriptures say that surely the Lord power doeth nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto the servants of prophets. Because the Lord has instilled the knowledge of judgment in his prophets. So they go before the world to proclaim and profess that judgment before it's essentially carried out. That's the spirit I was.
Isaiah 13.
Yep.
Somebody get Isaiah 13.
I was holding that.
The top.
Yeah, I had that earlier.
Yeah.
Isaiah 13.
Lift ye up the high banner.
I got a quick precept real quick.
Isaiah 13. What? Hold on.
This is Ezekiel 35, real quick. Verse 10, it says, because thou hast said, these two nations, these two countries, which is the northern and southern kingdom, it says, shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. Therefore, as I live and said, Yahweh power, I will do according to thy anger, and according to thy envy which thou hast had, has used out of thy hatred against them. I will make myself known among them, and I have judged thee. The Lord is judging Esau. What you're seeing now in the beginning stages of it, the Lord is making himself known amongst the nation of Israel when that final destruction happens, the thermonuclear missiles, and even when the further judgment, when the elect come down and go Yahweh to take over the earth, you're going to know the Lord is going to be known that they were amongst the nation of Israel. Esau placed himself as, as the Godhead over Israel. That's why you have the northern kingdom right now worshiping the Edomites at an all-time high. Because the northern kingdom didn't get taken over by the original Romans. They were over here in the Americas already. So Esau coming over here, conquering them. They've now put their servitude, even though they were still going off, but they put their servitude over to Esau. Now, they worship him as the Most High.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, imagine going to somebody's house and telling them to take the best possessions of the house. But the owner of the house has enough power to basically wipe you out of the face of the earth. And that's what Esau even did. He said he's gonna take the Lord's possession and possess it. The pride he lifted up. That's why the missiles coming to Because you don't respect Yahweh Shemel. You trust the apple of Zion. It's many children inside. When judgment is coming.
This is Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon.
Yeah, he's made him slack it. Because when you go into the book of Second Thessalonians, it tells you how he basically set himself up to be the Most High. He thinks he's equal to the Most High.
Above to all that is worship.
Yep. Above all that is worship. Because you gotta have just think of the mind that you gotta have to think that you know that there's a great destruction coming. Not only do you think you're gonna come up on top, you're gonna be able to fight against those spiritual forces.
That's retardation.
Yeah, it's severe.
Slow of mind.
Yeah, it's
you pride and you retarded.
yeah, severe mental disorder. Because why do you think? Look, all you gotta do is look to his military, right? This man is been blessed with the power of the sword. He wants to govern the seas through his navy, right? Well, we go through the 6 military branches, right? You got the Navy, you got the Air Force, so he wants to operate and control within the air, right? He's got his Marines, so he wants to, troops, foot troops.
Yeah, Marine Army, that's the
Army? Yeah.
Coast Guard.
The Coast Guard is also the waters, the borders, but then he has also Space Force, which he wants to govern and rule the heavens. That shows you he's got a God complex.
Yeah, Esau, Edom, one of my favorite lines.
Remember, the Heavenly Father is known to having what? The armies of heaven. Tells about the heaven, the heavenly host.
He's got a thing called no-fly zone.
Oh yeah. Places where you can't even go. There's a whole forest.
Yeah.
And literally in America, there's places in America, specifically in Virginia, you look at it, it's a beautiful ass area. You're like, damn, I want to go there, and then you see a fucking sign that says no trespassing. What the fuck? What are you doing here? It's like, no, this is that's governmental area. What the fuck? That's Esau though. You know, he says that you can't no fly zones. There's places in the waters that you can't go.
Game reserves.
What's that place in Florida? If you're riding a boat to a certain part of Florida, the Coast Guard, like you said in the spirit, the Coast Guard will come and be like, yo, where your papers at? Why are you over here? But it's in the middle of the fucking ocean. Gotta be granted. You can't go to Antarctica if you want to. They got a whole pact on that shit, man. If you get close to Antarctica, they'll fucking shoot your shit down, man. I'm like, God damn, this man is a devil. He wants to be as the Most High.
If I may continue real quick, you have the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, the Space Force, and the Coast Guard. The Army is responsible for ground-based military operations. It handles land combat, defense, and support. The Navy focuses on maritime warfare and sea control. Marine Corps, it's an amphibious force trained for both land and sea combat.
Yeah, that's super soldiers, man.
Air Force is responsible for air and space operations, including air combat, air defense, strategic bombing, and reconnaissance. Space Force, the newest branch, which is not new, it's just really young. Okay? It says focuses on space operations, including protecting U.S. interests in space. What interests do you have in space? To regulate the heavens. That's what you're trying to. You're literally trying to search out the heavens as well as the seas. Lord said if you could do that, then you would be able to basically supersede the nation of Israel.
Yeah,
You also got the CIA too, which handles covert operations, foreign and domestic.
Yep.
Though they do surveillance. Oh, because remember the eyes of the Lord.
Yep.
They're the reason why cameras are everywhere.
Well,
surveillance.
When you look at the different cameras in outer space, they refer to that as God's eye.
Is that an eagle's eye? Remember the movie?
Yep. They call that God's eye because they're basically in the heavens looking down at everybody at once through surveillance.
Yeah, the new movie with Ice Cube coming out. It shows
War of the Worlds.
Yeah,
I heard that was trash, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
But it's a good watch.
Yeah.
They show you everything. They show you the surveillance system of Esau,
But-
how demonic he is.
Right.
How you trying to play God, trying to keep control of everybody.
Right.
He's
But
spoiled about it.
brothers were saying Ice Cube can't act, so
No,
it's hard to
it
watch.
was terrible.
But
It was funny as hell, but it was.
I got one more. I'll let the brother quickly come with that precept. It says the Coast Guard is unique in that it is a law enforcement agency and also a military branch. It is responsible for maritime law enforcement, search and rescue, and maritime safety and security. Well, when you say, you shall say peace and safety, it's under destruction. But go ahead.
Yes, this is Jeremiah 31 and 37. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord.
And we know that's not possible. The Lord did not give you that power. The Lord gave you that delusion and gave you certain technology to play into that delusion. Right? You have what's called delusions of grandeur. Right? Delusions of grandeur. Look at it. You're not the guy. Right? You were just set to rule for a certain specified amount.